What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? So we're again. We're back with another live stream. We are back on the channel. Sorry about that. I got a little distracted there for a hot minute. Quickly sharing it real quick. Apologize for no content last night. I kind of got distracted on Backrooms. Funny enough, I got distracted from the lore of everything. So my apologies. Alrighty, so we are back with World Gone Mad. Dan reviews of World Gone Mad, The Prey, continuation. As always, Dan reviews his channel. Link is in the description below. All credit goes to him. Show him love, support. I appreciate it very much. Link for his channel below. The playlist of the complete World Gone Mad universe. Link is in the description as well if you guys are interested in the whole universe of World Gone Mad. Of course. We also got a lot of crazy content. What's good, Mr. Dan? I don't know if you passed out or was doing something. I don't know. He's I seen you reading it, but you weren't doing anything, so I was like, oh shit. So we're gonna be finishing season 2 of um, the Prey here, and then next week we'll be starting season 3. So, um, so we got quite a bit here. We got warning, or no, excuse me, my bad. I was reading the top one. We got Revenge and Attacks, part 17, 18, The Process and Elimination, 19, Years and Decades, and 20. Family Sticks Together, and something. Can't see the rest of it because it's too long. So when we get to part 20, I'll read it out. So, the end of season 2 W's. Yes, sir. So definitely do show him some love. 5 to 6 likes. That'd be awesome. Hit that like button. I would appreciate it very much. I kind of, did my, I shortened my nails. You know what I mean? Because they were getting long. So I wanted to quickly do that because you always hate it when they get too damn long. You know what I mean? And then they get in the way of everything. So, so I wanted to quickly do that. I knew that only took a second. So we got lots of crazy fur content tonight. Like I said, I apologize for not doing any content last night. I was gonna do Dexter, but we're just Mr. Bays is just gonna be on a grind all the way through, and if that means like kind of lack a little bit of sleep too in the process, and it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. So. So definitely do check out the links. My social media is down below. It's always extra notified when I do go live or upload content, polls, updates, you name it. Social media is down below. Second channel, Twitch, Heisenberg's channel, become a member, all down there. As always, helps for me. We appreciate it very much. Get extra content, all that good stuff down there, as usual. So do that. Subscribe for more fire content like this, of course. We're getting very close to being caught up here with the Prey, and stuff like that. So it's pretty exciting. We also got Fly By Night continuation. I got episode, 4, that I'm going to be reacting to as well. That's going to be next. Followed by, we got the State of the Union, Trump speech right after that. So I'm going to do my reaction to that as well. Lots of craziness kind of went down on that situation. And then after that, then we got State of Play, and then we got Dexter, and then we got Headshot Burns. The SpongeBob one, I'm going to save that for tomorrow night, probably. Either tomorrow night or, probably tomorrow night. I'll probably going to squeeze it in. If not tomorrow night, then definitely, let's see, we got Wednesday night, so Thursday night. So if not Thursday night, then definitely Friday night. For sure, without question, because it shouldn't take too long. I just got to do the rest of episode 3, and then the whole bit of episode 4. Like I said, I don't know why it cut out my stream. I don't know what happened. I don't know if that was the song that did that, or what. I have no idea. It could have just been my head being stupid. So, I have no idea. Though, very frustrating because, I hate having to sit there and redo something when I've already, went through it. It's like, damn it, come on now. Puts me more behind, you know what I mean, when I'm trying to do stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I can't do it tonight just because of how much other content I'm doing. And Hedgehog Bros, I think I'm going to do like 3 to 4 episodes. We'll see. I think 3 is going to be the minimum. I'm going to try to do 3. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. So lots of content for sure. So stay tuned for all of it. Might even have a couple shorts as well. Might throw a couple. If not, I might do it during the day or whatever like that when I'm awake. So maybe during afternoon, evening time frame, something like that. So just stay tuned for sure. That's for sure. Said yes, sir. Fly By Night will be fire. Yes, excited to get into that. My playlist for my reaction to this series eventually will be down below as well. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to check it out. The game continuations, I'm gonna have to try to fit them in somewhere. I think I'm gonna, because I haven't continued Days Gone or Death Stranding, and I haven't even started Rise of the Tomb Raider. I haven't even started that. I haven't continued Ratchet and Clank. I haven't continued any of them. You know what I mean? It's irritating. It very is irritating. So this weekend, I'll probably try to get back in that grind of continuing Days Gone. Remastered first, then continuing Death Stranding, as well, with potentially Ratchet and Clank thrown in there, I think. Yeah, and maybe even Rise of the Tomb Raider 2. So I'm gonna try to kind of squeeze it in there. I might do some of it Friday late night. So I might try to do maybe one of them Friday late night. So yeah, I'll just take it piece by piece. So we'll see how it goes, for sure. But I definitely want to get back on the grind. I think starting Monday, I think I'm going to try to consistently be back on the dot, because by this weekend, or by the end of the weekend, I should say, I'll be I want to be 100% caught up with Hedgehog Bros. Back to the 1 episodes a day, because that will make my life so much easier. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to do that for sure. So that's what I'm going to shoot for. So I might have to suffer a little bit to get there, but it's fine with me. I don't care. So anyways, hit that like button, subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. And let's get it. See how season 2 ends. A lot going on. For sure. Subscribe to me. I think, what is it? Season 3 is when Mega Man, where I should start giving him credit, right? Season 3. Let me know. Season 3, yes sir. Okay. I'll start giving him credit then. I'm gonna have some cookies. I gotta finish eating these.
We see Nancy and Lisa with a few skull hunters in the woods as they see blood on the ground, and Lisa says, "Mom, over here." Nancy walks over as she sees blood and weapons on the ground. As she sees it's Cody's, as she looks paranoid and says, "It's that woman. I knew she wouldn't have let him go. Fuck." Lisa says, "Hey, it's okay. We're gonna get them back. But we gotta call Ragnar, and we gotta call him now. Mom, we need assistance here." Nancy says, "We gotta get back." They get back in their horse and buggy as we focus on the blood on the ground.
Oh shit. Not gonna be good.
We see Valhazer walking up to her people in a huge meeting room as she says, "That boy there claimed he has 30 men. Do I believe that? Fuck no. But we do know where they are, and they don't know where we are, and that's good for us. We have a serious advantage now. Although the thing is, with all her people dying, they got killed, Rob and the others, now Cody disappearing, they're stupid, sure. But are they so stupid to not know we're coming? Nah. But that's alright, because we have the courage, we have perseverance, and definitely the strength. And as the great Lincoln West did so long ago, he gave his life for a great cause, so that we all could have a family. So that we could all have a life, damn it. And even though our family may not be as one anymore, we will never forget the groundwork that he laid down for us. Am I right?" Dawson says, "We've come up against the worst of the worst. and this will not be our stopping point. You will not be scared, and you will follow Velhazer to the end. Velhazer says, good spirit, but let's not force them to feel something that they're not, okay? Are we feeling scared? Some of her people says, yes, and she says, that's right, as you should. We're all human at the end of the day. Being scared just shows us that we're the good guys here. Although cannibalism, I don't care the motive. As we see Urban feeding his family, as Val says, I don't care if some don't want this life. We see Nancy crying as she looks worried, and as we see Val says. And even if there is more of them than he says there is out there, we've beaten so many already. What's one more? Now, are you ready to kill in the name of the West family? The crowd cheers as Vale looks at Rob and the others and says, we roll out tonight.
Ooh. Oh shit. Gotta get him, Mr. Dean. Take him out.
Later that night, we see Rob getting packed up,
Trump
as
style.
Jade says.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going in, killing them all, and then what? Rob says, well, after that it'll be over. You and me can go back to my cabin just like the old days. Jade doesn't say anything, and Rob says, what? Jade says, you know, I think if this was a week ago, I probably would have said, yeah, let's do that. But now, I'm starting to see how horrible the world is outside of these communities, Dad, and how good it is to have people have our backs, just like this place. Rob says, sweetheart, I always have your back. And we've done fine on our own for so long. Jade says, Dad, don't you think what happened with those skull people is a sign that, I don't know, maybe making it on our own just doesn't have to be the only way? Just think about it at least. Rob nods and she says, okay, we're gonna need to be ready for tonight for that. Rob says, wait, I can't have you out there. Jade puts armor on and says, Dad. Rob says, no, I just got you back. I can't face the thought of... Jade says, hey Dad, you remember when you first saved me? You taught me how to fight, and no matter how hard it was, I kept fighting. And I kept going because you said eventually it'll be useful to you. And eventually it'll make a difference. Well, I'm making a difference now. And I'm helping you settle this. Not just for us, but for the people here. I have to do something. Rob says, all right. I'm sorry. He hugs her and says, when did you start growing up, huh? Jade says, all right, so we're doing this? Rob says, yeah. Yeah, we are.
Better not die. Better not kill her, Mr. Dan.
We see everyone getting in the boats as they all look battle ready, as several boats of people with Rob, Jade, Mara, Ryder, Holly, Vale, Dawson, and some others all sail off to go attack. We see them making it to the other side as we see them getting off, as Rob says, you know about what I did before? Vale says, I know what you've done for us, and that's why I brought you with me. You're a force of nature, Mr. Johnson.
Right.
We see them walking down train tracks as Jade sees an old sign on the ground, covered in vines, as she asks, what the hell is this? Wait, what the hell is this? Fuck, I can't make out the rest. Mara says, it's best you don't know. Come on.
Says Ziltramind.
We then see them go through the woods
Don't go there.
as they keep moving.
Terrible place.
We then see several skull hunters at the top of a mountain holding bow and arrows as we see them all light their arrows on fire as they load
Got
them.
it,
Rob
yeah.
says,
Of course.
you hear that? Vale looks up and sees arrows firing down at all of them as Vale says, everyone, scatter now!
Oh shit. Oh god damn it. Damn you and your cliffhangers. Of course I got it, Mr. Dan. I I know exactly where that was going. Damn cliffhangers. Fucking damn. Don't go to that shitty place. Don't go to shitty Zutramine. Pretend it doesn't exist. You did better off. Love my Easter eggs. Damn it, Mr. Dan. 10 out of 10. I'll give it a 10. That's my Easter eggs. Then again, the show was years later, so this is from my store, huh? Fair point. Maybe why not? W rating. Thank you. W episode. W episode. Yeah, in terms of wanting them to still be around. Interesting. No, I don't know. Would they still be? I mean, I would assume they would be. But then again, if it gets overrun by our people, then I would hope it would be. But that depends. I don't know. It could go either way. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't know context. So. If they're not, then I would hope they are. If it is, then I hope not. Alright, let's get it. The process and elimination. See if the contends continue. Chapter 8, the process of elimination.
We see arrows being fired over the trees as we see several of Vale's men getting killed. As we see Vale tries to run away with some of her people, as she sees everyone running away. Dawson pulls her away and says, "Vale, we gotta get the hell out of here." Vale then sees an arrow goes through Dawson's face as his face is lit on fire, as he burns and dies right in front of her. As we see Rob gets Jade and runs, as they take cover, we see Mara, Ryder, and Holly running in the other direction. As we see one of the trees catches on fire. As Vale sees blood everywhere, as we see several of her people are dead and more on fire, as she has no other choice but to run away.
Yeah.
Blackberry Ranch. Urban walks up to his men and says, "You get them?" One of his guys says, "We got a lot of them, boss, although I think we missed a few." Urban says, "All right, you go. Find what remains, and you do not come back until you kill every last fucking one of them. That's an order." The guy says, "Urban, sir, maybe we should get Ragnar down here to help us." Urban gets up in his face and says, "Fuck Ragnar. We take care of our own, no matter the cost."
These cunts. They need to be taken out. Tired of them.
We see Rob and Jade running through the woods, out of breath, as she says, "We gotta turn back." Rob says, "We don't know if any of them are alive." He sees shadows from far and signals her to get behind the tree as the two skull hunters just pass them by. But then, Rob and Jade look at each other, and they both sneak up behind one of them and stab one of them each from behind, as Jade says, "Good thinking, Dad. Let's keep moving." Rob just looks at his daughter with a horrified look on his face as he realizes she's not a kid anymore. But then, we see a group of people come out of the woods on horseback and point weapons towards them as Rob and Jade look horrified and put their hands up in fear.
Shit.
We see Valhazer walking through the woods. As we see, she looks tired and terrified. As we see a big tower in front of her. As we hear something coming from the woods. And as she pulls out her swords. Then from behind her, 3 skull hunters come out from behind her and knock her down to the ground. As she says,
"Damn.
Well, there you are." "Shit, I thought you gave up by now." The man says, "By Urban's command, you all died tonight. Oh, you'll still be deemed useful to us." The other guy says, "Yeah, I bet we could get a few good meals out of her." The other man says, "I bet we could." A sword goes through his neck, as we then see it was her, as she kicks the other 2 guys back and gets up and stands in a fighting position and says, "Come on, you low-life dick suckers. Let's do this." The 2 guys actually look nervous now. As they run towards her, she takes a few swipes at one of them, as he manages to slice her up in the face a bit, as she then drives her sword through him, and as his guts spill out, she then goes up to the last guy, as he pulls out a sword too, as they fight each other all the way up this tower, up the stairs, as she is saying, "You eat, kill, and don't think twice. Only the worst human beings cower that bad." The guy fights back and is saying, "We had no other choice. It's either this or we would have starved to death. You know, not
Bullshit.
everyone is as lucky as you with the perfect home and the perfect resources. Some people actually have to survive to live." They make it to the top of the tower as they fight back and forth, as she does a backflip and goes behind him and stabs him in the gut as the blood comes out of his mouth as he falls, and as she stands over him and says, "Now how's that for surviving?" She throws him over the edge and says, "Well, I guess you don't have to survive anymore." Huh. We then see more people on horseback showing up to the tower as Vale sees them and looks relieved and says, "Damn, Mrs. West. Fuck. Just in time."
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We see Mara, Holly, and Ryder walking through the woods. As we see Mara's leg is bleeding, as Ryder says, "Hey, we need to stop." Mara says, No, I can keep moving, I'm fine." Ryder says, "No, we're stopping." They sit by a log as Mara lifts her leg up, as we see it's bleeding very badly, and Ryder says, "Well, you were definitely hit. Although, we'll have to get that checked up." Mara says, No, we need to keep moving. They're coming." We then see a big group of people on horseback, as we see Vel, Rob, and Jade come out of the group, as Mara and the others put their weapons down. Mara says, "Oh my god, are you guys okay?" Vel says, "I am. Thanks to her. Hey, by the way, thanks for saving us back there." We see the leader walks up to them, as we see a woman with a half sword and weapon covered in blood as she says, "Well, a mother's instinct is always right. I knew something was wrong when you guys didn't come back." Ryder looks at this woman and says, "Mom?" She laughs and says, "Oh, now you're happy to see me, huh?" Ryder says, "Thanks for coming to get us." Vel says, "So, Alara, you happen to see any more of those masked freaks on your travels?" Alara says, "Well, I saw what remained of our horses back there." "What the hell happened?" Mara says, "Well, after that night, me and Ryder went to go make our delivery. Our convoy got attacked by these freaks. Everyone died. It was so quick.
Damn.
But I made sure Ryder was safe." Ryder says, "Keeping you safe, you mean?" Mara says, "Anyway, we were trying to get answers, but we found Rob and his daughter instead. He had gotten separated from her, then we helped Rob get her back. Rob and Jade have been a huge help." Vel says, "You know, I can vouch for that. Rob is cool as fuck." Alara says, "Well, look, as long as we're out here, these freaks are going to continue to be a problem for us. I hear you all know where they're set up." Vel says, "I sure do." Alara grabs an RPG and says, "Well, as one once said before, this is survival of the fittest. And only the strong survive."
Damn. 10 out of 10. Damn, that shit was fire. All right. Hell yeah. That was really good. I like that. RPG. Savageness. Absolute savageness. Just make sure you hit the damn house. Blow that bitch right up. This is the only way to mine. Bullshit. No, it isn't. You're fucking idiots. You just choose not to find a different way. It's nonsense. This is Wes. Our group is here. Yes, sir. Are we ready? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh yeah. That is awesome. Lincoln's group when we're going mad is the West family, and they call her Mrs. West. Oh, that's actually. Oh, okay. No, actually, I didn't know that. There's ties in this show a little. No, now I see that. Damn, that's awesome. That's really cool. I like the ties. W's. 10 out of 10. I had no issues. I like the ties. Her being a badass, awesome. You know, Vel being a badass, that was cool. This is Wes's group coming in there, give extra help. W's. Yeah, I mean, it was all good. The sneak up death, that was cool. W's on Rob and Jade, I think is her name. So yeah, gotta fuck those dudes up as well. 2 left. Yes, sir. Hey, let's get it. Number 19, years and decades.
We see Nancy barges into the house as she sees Urban just sitting calmly. And she says, "Did you send Cody out there?" Urban says, "Who?" Nancy says, "Cody, Urban! We found several of our men dead on the road, and that was the group that he left with." Urban says, "Well, he knew the risk." Nancy says, "The risk, huh? And what is the risk?" She then pulls out a knife and says, I'm finished with you. You are not getting the only child I have left killed over this. My fucking daughter. Urban says, our daughter. And you're not going anywhere. We're a family. Nancy says, we're a cult. I've spent years, Christ, decades, trying to believe that you were doing this all for us, but it wasn't. It was never for us. You're just a controlling prick, and that's all you've ever been. Urban says, hey, you're not going. I'm not letting you go. She punches him and says, get your fucking hands off of me.
Damn.
We hear a huge explosion from outside as they see the garage is blown to pieces. We see Mara and Ryder busting the door down as Urban and Nancy start getting shot at by Mara's handmade nail gun. Nancy throws a knife back at them and misses. Mara says, I got these two. Go. Ryder goes through the house as he caps two other guys coming down the stairs. As we see, a lantern falls to the floor as fire starts to spread. We see Jade and Alara with a few other men as Alara says, it's on. We move in.
Yeah, that was badass. Good on her for freaking going against him, though.
We see Rob, Holly, and Vale standing with a big group on horseback. As we see a big group of skull hunters across the field, as Vale says. 30 people, my fucking ass cheek. Rob says, we stand in our ground. We then see the skull hunters run towards them in a crowd. As Vale says, on my mark, everyone, and march! We see both groups running towards each other. As they clash, we see people getting killed on both sides.
Jesus.
Horses getting killed, several skull
damn.
hunters, as Rob kills two of them, as he then ducks a swing from another one, as Vale kills one in front of him, as we see Holly gets knocked down by two, as she gets stabbed, as we see her go down. Back in the house, we see Mara looking for Nancy as she reloads her nail gun and says, you're all big talk, but when in a gunfight, where the fuck is that fire, huh? Nancy kicks her in the face as Mara's gun and goes flying across the room. As Nancy starts punching her in the face over and over again, we then see Urban goes upstairs and locks himself in one of the rooms as he then sees the window and decides to jump out before the house burns. As we see, it's the same window Jade jumped out of before. We see Rob covered in blood as we see they're surrounded by dead bodies. As we see only he, an injured Holly, Vale, and a few other men made it out.
Tight.
We see Urban running away towards the barn as he goes inside and locks himself in.
What coward ass.
We hear behind him, there's not a lot of places to hide around here. We see Jade and Alara coming out of the shadows as Urban tries to run out. As Alara throws a knife, as Alara says, oh, this has been a long time coming, Urban. You have killed far too many people over the years. Jade says, you took me away from my father, just for one fucking hot meal. We see Nancy beating up Mara as we see she's trying to get closer and closer to the nail gun next to her. As she reaches closer and closer, as she keeps taking hits, she gets the nail gun and sticks it to Nancy's throat and fires nail after nail into her neck as the blood sprays everywhere all over the floor. As Mara then gets up, covered in blood, and says, fucking housewife, bitch.
Oh shit, that shit's hysterical.
We see Ryder kills two more guys as he then sees blood all over the walls. And then he sees blood on his fingers and licks one of his fingers and says, fresh. He then hears something from a closet as he opens it and finds Lisa hiding in the closet looking terrified as he says, oh, it's all right, little girl. You can come out. She starts walking out ever so slowly, and he says, come on, that's it. Yeah, you're all right. You're all right. There you go. Now, did you really think I was going to leave you out? He slices her head off with a machete and says, well, That is mission accomplished. We see
Damn.
Jade says, it's over, Urban. All the people you've hurt, everything you stood for is burning. Alara says, what do you think we should do with them? Jade looks angry and says, put him on the chopping table. Rob, Holly, and Vale see Ryder and Mara come out of the house covered in blood. As we see, they are all drenched, and Mara says, is it over? They hear screams coming from the barn as they all start walking towards it. We see Urban tied to the table as Rob opens the barn door and sees what his daughter is doing. And Jade says, fuck. Alright, Dad, fine. I won't do it. But he deserves to suffer more than anybody else. And Rob looks sad to see his daughter and him reach this point. But he says, I'll hold him down and you turn the saw on.
Ah!
Jade nods as everyone stands there looking pretty freaked out. As everyone stands at the barn door, as they watch Rob and Jade tag team chop Urban up into pieces as he screams out and dies a painful death. We see blood everywhere as they stop the saw, and Rob says, now feast on that, motherfucker. Vale looks horrified and says, what the fuck have we become? Ryder looks at her and says, well, winners.
Hey, you had to do what you had to do, man. I'm not gonna knock it. Huh? You had to do what you had to do, man. I mean, it's either that or be killed. Fuck that. I'd rather do it. As much as it would be, disgusting, but at the same time, it's like, well, this is the apocalypse. It's not gonna be sunshine and rainbows. It's gonna be gore, guts and glory and glory. I mean, all for real. That's why you gotta love the old AMC, you know what I mean? I loved it when they freaking advertised the older seasons and shit. We're all about the guts, the glory, and the story. All telling the best story on AMC. It's like, fuck it. Yeah, baby. Love that gore. Bring it. They got all into that shit. Show it all. Remember, it's running like a cow. In Maria. I was sad for that. Yeah, he is. Damn, yeah, I didn't expect that. That part was unexpected. That kind of threw me off, but fuck it. It was probably their kid, I bet you, right? At least he was the one that did it. I mean, was that the humane thing? That was kind of wrong, but fuck it. Honestly, it probably needed to be done because, let's be real, if she would have grown up, she probably would have tried to get revenge. So, as much as it is terrible to do that, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah. Rod for real. He had to kill all of them, right? Now one last man in peace. He's Ragnar. Oh yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. You're not wrong there. Yeah, Ragnar went savage mode for that. Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. Yeah, because I think it was their kid, wasn't it? I think it was. So, it is what it is. 10 out of 10. That was fucking amazing. Huh. Honestly, I think you got all 10s right here. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, that shit was fire. The fight was awesome. The guts and the glory, awesome. The savageness, awesome. I mean, it was just pure revenge. I love it. I love it. WRN. Yes, sir. I got no issues with the honesty. I mean, it moves quick. It moves fast, but but a lot of shit happens. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I love it though. Last but not least, family sticks together and dies together. Oh shit. Oh man. Finale. Fight is over. It makes us wonder what's left for the last episode. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Right. Excuse me.
Flashback. We see Rob and Dave as they're in Rob's old
man
house.
Dave.
As we see Rob walks up to Dave and says, "So where are you heading to after you take down this lunatic?" Dave says, "I don't know. This is something I can't live with until he's dead." Rob says, "Nah, I get it. Maybe, and I know it ain't my place, but don't let revenge consume you, alright, man? I can tell you're a good guy, and I'd hate to see revenge get you killed or worse. You could come out a different person." Dave looks nervous and says, "I won't. Although you're right. My dad was a soldier. Had many tours in Afghanistan, and he always taught me growing up. It was the number one thing that kept his head in the game. Was that getting revenge was one thing, but the best revenge is to never be like your enemy." I never really knew what he meant. Although now I think I do. Rob says, "Sometimes people consume you. Hell, sometimes they control who you are." Currently, we see the sun coming up as we see what's left of Blackberry Ranch, as we see the door is wide open to the main house, as we see most of it is just burned down to nothing, as we see someone walking up to the ranch wearing a skull mask and chains with a long black jacket, as he has a wolf on a chain, as the wolf is sniffing around trying to find evidence, as this man with his wolf walks up with his 40 men, as he looks at Nancy's dead corpse and says, "Merciless death for merciless family. If that's not karma, gentlemen, I don't know what is. Check the ranch. Whoever did this kind of act are the kind of people I want to meet."
Interesting. Dave. Yeah, Mr. Dave, my homie.
We see Rob, Jade, Ryder, Mara,
Yes,
Holly,
Dave.
Vel, and Alara, along with a few other of her people are walking a trail. As we see, they all look zoned out after what happened, and Rob says, "We need to get back to the island and update everyone." Alara says, "Yeah, me and my people should get back home to our people as well. Update them on everything. Importantly, bring Ryder and Mara back safe." Vel says, "Of course, it's understandable. Look, thank you, just for coming, for helping out. You really didn't have to do any of that. I'm sorry we dragged you into this." Alara says, "Oh no, it's no problem. Look, after seeing you guys again after all this time, it's brought back a lot of memories for me. Something I honestly miss." Vel says, "Me too. Till we meet again." Ryder and Mara are hugging all of them, as Mara says to Rob and Jade, "Good luck, you two. Thanks for being a rock star, Rob. And yes, I mean that literally. You should play a show for them one time." Rob says, "Huh, I think I'll do that." As they leave and go their separate ways.
W's.
Later on, we see Rob, Jade, Val, and Holly walking through the woods, as Jade says, "Dad, Rob says, yeah. Jade says, what we did back there. Killing them like that. What does that make us? Are we really better than them? Rob says, of course we are. What they did was inhumane, and what we did was necessary. I hope you don't doubt that. Jade says, I don't. I don't know, I'm feeling I'm starting to drift further and further away from who I once was. Rob says, maybe we are. Maybe that's all part of getting older in this screwed up world. Though no matter what comes next for us here, don't ever lose yourself because your enemy drives you mad. A friend of mine once said something. Best revenge is to never be like your enemy. We then see a skull hunter in the woods holding a torch as Rob and the others pull out their weapons. And Rob sees them from far and says, it's just one. Maybe a straggler. We can take him out. Vale sees two others and looks nervous. Holly sees three more and Jade says, they're trying to block us off. They run away as we see the skull hunters going after them.
Oh, shit.
We see Mara, Ryder, and Alara as we see some of her soldiers are with them as they're walking through the woods, and Mara says to Ryder, you think we got them all? Ryder says, I think so. I mean, they really seem pretty damn stupid, so I don't think it's anything else than that. Mara says, we should find a place to hunker down for the time being. We see an old trailer park in the distance as Alara says, you know what, that's a good idea. We'll stay there for the night, hit the road by morning.
Shit, yeah.
We see Mara on guard as she's having a smoke, but then she hears something coming from down the road. She hears something from far as she pulls out her nail gun, looking on edge. We hear a gun click behind her as we hear, evening, lady. We see a skull hunter behind her with a chainsaw as they say, keep your hands down. Weapons on the ground. Go. 1, 2, 3. She drops them, and he says, that's it. Now turn around. Mara slowly turns around as the man says, did you think this was going to be that simple? Mara says, so there is more of you. The man says, yeah. Lucky for you, you're getting a free escort there. He then knocks her out. We see Rob and the others run through the woods as they go through an old skate park. But then, we see dozens of skull hunters are already waiting for them. Rob and the others try to turn back, but even more come up behind them.
Damn it.
Rob, Jade, Vel, and Holly are surrounded as one of the skull hunters walks up to Rob as Rob says, all right. It's me you want, huh? Then just take me. The skull hunter knocks him to the ground as Rob falls, as we see his nose is bleeding, as he says, please, I beg you, please to not. The skull hunter says, fear not. Ragnar will treat you just like the star you are. Or at least, the star you were. Rob says, how the fuck does he know about me? Vel says, okay, who the fuck is Ragnar? I've been hearing about him everywhere. It's finally time to rip the fucking band-aid off and light this fucking candle. The skull hunter says, put your weapons on the ground. They all have no other choice, as Rob and the others all just stand there in the center of the skate park, as we see from a distance. Mara and Ryder being brought down by the skull hunters, as we see a huge gash in Mara's head. As they look terrified, we see Ryder says, what the fuck did you do? Where the fuck is my mother? Where is she? They all get placed together as Rob whispers, are you okay? Mara says, I'm okay. Ryder says, they won't be when I'm done with them. My dad died a fucked up death. Ain't no way I'm going through the same thing again. Vel says, guys, stop. I don't think I've ever said this before, but I think we're seriously fucked here. Rob yells out, whoever leads you people, can you at least walk out and talk to us before you kill us all? We hear chains as we see someone walking up with a wolf by their side. As we see this person is walking through the skull hunters, as the Skull Hunters all move aside and let them pass. As we see, the leader walks up to Rob and says,
Yeah.
"And there he is, the first and best artist I ever managed, Rob Johnson." He takes his mask off as we see it's Rob's music manager, as Rob says. "Mark Daniels? You're," Ragnar says. "Alive? Yes. Through the thick and thin, I am alive." Val says, "Who the fuck is this? Wait, you know him?" Ragnar says, "Go on, tell the woman here. Tell him everything about me." Rob says, "He was my music manager. He turned my life into shit. Dragged me into the ground so long ago, and he made me agree to things that I didn't agree to. He took time away from my family, and he put me through hell to serve his needs. And eventually, when I didn't do it, he fucking put a hit out on me and tried to kill me." Ragnar says, "Well, I see you haven't changed at all. That's not what happened, and I didn't do any of that." Rob says, "Bullshit! Christ, even after you made an attempt on my life, my crew, my band, all wanted to press charges on you. But I told them not to. But because I still cared about you, I fired you. I got rid of you for good. And I told you that if I ever saw your face around here again, that I would turn you in." Ragnar says, "Well, I'm glad it didn't go down that way. Luckily, for us, there's no laws anymore. There hasn't been for a long time. I'm honestly glad. After all this time, I didn't think you were still alive. After the world fell, I actually went back to your prison cell to see if you were still there. Instead, I found an open cell and you weren't anywhere to be found. It was truly a sad day. But here we are. Rob Johnson in the flesh. After all these years, we finally get to work together again." Rob says, "I will never work for you. And you're right. I shouldn't have fucking turned you in. Nah, I should have fucking killed you." Ragnar says, "Go on, let out your anger." "Okay, my fucking turn. You folks took out an entire settlement of my people. A lot of good fighters on that ranch, too. I saw what was left of it earlier today, and I must say I was impressed. I trained a lot of those men very well over the years, although those were more of my spare fighters. The ones that didn't have all the brains to do what needed doing. And I'll admit, the leader was an absolute asshat of a man that ate people, but I never cared about that shit. Christ, I think he'd sniff his own asshole if you asked him to. But regardless, they were my people at the end of the day, and I'm a bunch short now. Thanks to you. And I can't have that." Val says, "Well, we ain't your fucking fuck dolls either there, fucko, so what the fuck is it gonna be?" Ragnar says, "Whoa, the mouth on this one now. I like her. I like her already. Now listen. For old time's sake, Rob Johnson, you and the rest of your friends here will all be together under one rule." Rob says, "No fucking way." Ragnar says, "Yeah, I figured you would have said that, so let me make it a bit more simple like bread and butter. You either join us and become useful to what we are doing here and what we've been building for over 2 decades now, or I will kill every last one of you right here, right in the dead of night." Which sounds really fucking cruel, but luckily it's up to you, so wouldn't be that cruel if you made the choice now, wouldn't it? Ryder says, "Where the fuck is my mother, too?" Ragnar says, "Don't worry. Lincolnville will be getting the download later tonight." He smirks and looks at Rob, and Rob says, "What do you want us for? Why the fuck would you trust us anyway?" Ragnar says, "I don't. You'll have to earn that. We've had people that we've had join our organization for the last several years. They've tried, some have tried, or thought, or even crossed their minds to try to take me out. And guess what? Every last one of them we've made an example out of. And we'll do it again if we have to. Although I really don't want to have to kill my best artist now, don't I? I admittedly didn't ever really know if you were alive, till about a year ago when my men were out there on a hunt. And they saw you, with your beautiful daughter here, might I add, just strolling the streets. And my men spray painted a pretty nasty amount of words about you and your music around the area, because, well,
I guess they didn't like your music. I mean, to each their own, but I personally disagree. I believed in you. But my men have a stick up their ass sometimes, may have to forgive them, but that's another reason right there why I wanted you with me. My people need some great entertainment. And that's why I want you working for me. You're a phenomenal artist. Hell, I managed your music for Christ's sake.
Rob then remembers the spray paint that he saw in the past as we see a flashback to the old tunnel, as we see the very old graffiti painted on it. Rob Johnson is a killer. Take your songs out of your actions. He isn't who he says he is. Get your money back. Only a psychopath does what Rob Johnson does. Currently, Rob says,
I killed that man to defend myself.
Ragnar says,
I know. So crazy how somebody can blame someone for something that they didn't do, huh?
meaning himself.
Rob says, that's different. It ain't the same.
Ragnar says,
And it won't be after this.
he walks up towards the group and pulls out a double-edged sword and says,
Let's see, Rob. I don't think you understand even after all these years, after all the different ways I've explained it. You're still accusing me of attempted murder, and quite frankly, I'm hurt. So, what's about to happen? I want to make sure that you feel what I feel.
Rob says, no. He stabs Jade in the gut as Jade falls to her knees and is starting to bleed out very badly. As all of the Skull Hunters hold our characters back, as Rob says, no, you destroyed my life, my daughter, my little girl. My little girl, I brought her back. She gave me the only fucking purpose I had. I didn't have any purpose and she gave me purpose. Please, please don't fucking do this. Don't take my purpose away again, please. Ragnar brings out his wolf and says,
This here is Frost. And she looks very hungry. Oh, it has been a long day. I wouldn't want her to go hungry now.
Rob says, please, please don't. Let her go, please. Jade says, Dad, it's okay. It's okay. Rob is crying as Jade says, don't let this consume you, Dad. Remember, best revenge is to never be like your enemy. As Ragnar says,
Well, I do have to keep my people fed.
as Frost is unchained and takes Jade and bites her face off, as we see it devours Jade right in front of everyone, as we then see everyone's broken. We see Frost licking her paws of blood, as Ragnar says,
Well, not so fast there. You'll get a tummy ache. Yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl.
Rob is covered in his daughter's blood as he whispers under his breath,
That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl.
Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, Christ. That's. Jesus Christ, Mr. Dan. What the fuck? What the hell was that shit? What the hell? That's a gruesome way. God damn. Fucking Christ. Oh my god. God damn. Jesus. Damn. God. I'm speechless. Yeah. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Honestly, that was wow. That was mind blowing. Not in that way, and sure as hell did not see that coming. God damn. That was dark. I'm not gonna lie. That was very dark. Wow. Jesus Christ. Well, I'll give it a perfect 10. Which is amazing for me to give that. But honestly, it blew me away in terms of, well, them getting fucked, essentially, and getting trapped, and then finding out who the leader was, and then seeing Jade get killed was just heartbreaking, honestly. Completely blew me away. I did not. Truly, I did not see that one coming at all. Damn. I'll go far back. This man's history. Oh no, Jade. Rick Jade. Oh, you met the true villain of the prey, Ragnar. Season 3 is about to be. Rod and Ragnar back working together, or will they? They'll be ready. I mean, personally, I don't see why he would even want to fucking help him now at this point. I mean, you killed his only purpose. To be honest, I think that was a dumbass move. Threatening her is one thing, but I don't know how killing her is going to solve that problem. I mean, he essentially ripped his purpose away. I think at that point he's not going to think rationally, and he's going to want to just kill him. Whether he wins or loses is whatever. I mean, that's how I see it. Now, maybe he takes a different approach. I mean, I guess, but honestly, I don't know if I would give a shit to do that. So, I mean, me personally, I think that was a dumbass decision because I would want leverage, not destroy his purpose. I don't see that as a smart choice, but that's me. So, will he have a choice though? Over now it's like different now. Well, yeah, but depends on how much they give a shit as well. I don't know. I just don't see that really being a smart choice if you ask me. But that's me. They need to put their heads together. Yeah, I mean, me personally, like I said, I don't think it's a smart choice. I mean, if that was the only thing to drive him, you're basically taking the drive out. Which means he's not going to want to do anything. I mean, which means it's a waste. You know, but again, maybe he changes his mind. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to rule none of that out. I just, you know, damn, that's crazy. It's good. I did not expect that. That's insanity. That shit's crazy. Seems to have big plans for more basketball. No, of course. That's just it's insanity. It's honestly insanity. It's, what in the actual frick? God damn, I don't even know. Wait a minute. Warner Bros. Forced to accept hostile takeover. Netflix loses? Really? I didn't expect that. Oh shit. I won. God damn it. Let's see. God, I want X. Whatever. 2 seasons down, 2 more to go. A little fire reaction. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, very good. 10 out of 10. I hate channels that do that. One of those forced to accept. That's not even true. Dumbasses. It's not even legit. I looked it up. False info. It still seems like they're with Netflix. The board seems like they're still that Netflix is the better deal, despite raising it out. Paramount just needs to just knock it off. They need to quit trying. That's what they need to do. Just let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Enough of this fucking back and forth shit. Just let him have it. Jesus Christ. You don't need him. Like, damn. Criminy. It's backful. It's like, oh my God. Jesus Christ. Hope we'll be dead by the time we get it resolved. Yeah, no, I don't buy that bullshit. I'm not giving up. Oh, shit. Alrighty, so we get ready for Fly By Night continuation. What is it? Ooh, 39. Okay. Even though to cuss them out and make them settle. I mean, yeah. And again, I would prefer neither to pick. But if you're gonna pick, honestly, I'm more kind of shooting for Netflix. Because at least Netflix is not trying to buy the whole company. They're just trying to buy a portion. There's a difference. Or Paramount is trying to buy the whole company. You know what I mean? So it's just, So I think just, a portion is better than the whole company. I think it's a better deal. And besides, he's been sticking to 45 days for theater releases. That's what he's been sticking with. Sandro. He's been sticking to 45 days. I don't even remember him ever saying 7 or whatever the days was. 17 days. I don't remember ever him saying that. Though Paramount keeps saying he did, but I'd never seen it. So he's always been saying 45. 45 days in theaters before platform release. Obviously, if it does better, then I'm sure it'll go further than 45 days. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that'll be a discussion stream. I think we should definitely do 100%. Just having a conversation about that topic for sure. I think it could be interesting to talk about. But yeah, I think I am more siding with Netflix. Just in terms of they have. I've seen more evidence be in a more positive light towards what Netflix is trying to do compared to, Paramount saying they're cutting this, cutting that, you know what I mean, this and that. So, which again, I'm not against Paramount. I think, I like Paramount, you know what I mean, 100%, but I think in this business situation, I don't think I'm on their side, personally, because I don't think buying out the company is the right answer. So, and throwing more money at them is not a way to do it. That's pity. That's desperation. All the way on that. Also, yes sir, Fly By Night is back. Hell yeah, I'm down to do that. Yeah. Alrighty, well, fire. The rest of the season 2, it was awesome. Let me know what you guys thought of my reaction and what you guys thought of the rest of season 2 of The Prey. Of course, only 17 parts away at this point now, as of this moment, after finishing number 20. So not too shabby, not too shabby. So we'll be continuing season 3 next week. So definitely do stay tuned. I'll be back with the 3-part continuation. So part 21, 22, and 23. So I'll be pretty fired to see what continues with The Prey. So of course hit that like button if you guys did enjoy. Would appreciate it very much. Go for 5, 6 likes. That'd be awesome. I would appreciate it very much. Of course, check out Dan Reviews. Link for his channels in the description. Of course, he makes further content. So I definitely recommend checking him out. And again, check out his War Gone Mad playlist universe. The entire thing from beginning to end. Of course, I recommend it. Of course, I think you will get very sucked into his wonderful storytelling. You know, especially you know, better than Shit of Us Part 2. So. So I definitely recommend giving it a shot for sure. Of course, that playlist link is in the description as well. My playlist for my reaction to this series eventually will also be in the description, so definitely do check that out if you guys are interested in that. Social media is down below. Second channel, Twitch, Heisenberg's channel. Become a member, all down there as always. Check them all out. I would appreciate it very much. Subscribe for more fire content like this. You got Fly By Night coming up next, episode 4. Laughy face. It is. It is. 110%. Turn to the people that defend it. Tired of the people that defend it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Life is Strange 5. Minutes of new gameplay. No, I'm not. No. I'm not checking that out. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I'd rather you just release the damn game. Come on. Quit trying to, like, how much minutes is that? 20 minutes. Yeah, no. No, that's ridiculous. Come on, now. Just give me the damn game. 20 minutes. Come on. I mean, when you spoil that much, that's just craziness. It's just craziness. So, let's get it. Like, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Over here. Sign out. Peace. All 4 10s. Let me know what you guys thought. Signing off. Have a good one, guys. Much safe.